Phones now wake people up before their own thoughts do. Millions of social media users open their eyes in the morning and instantly reach for their screens without even thinking. Before speaking to family, before stretching their bodies, before facing reality, they begin scrolling through endless videos, pictures, opinions, and entertainment. This habit has become so normal that many people no longer realize they are trapped inside a carefully engineered psychological system designed to keep their attention for as long as possible. Social media is no longer just an app people use. For many users, it has quietly become part of their identity, emotions, and daily survival. The frightening truth is that social media companies understand human psychology better than most users understand themselves. Every notification sound, every swipe, every short video, and every recommendation is strategically designed to stimulate the brain's reward system. Deep inside the human brain exists a chemical called dopamine, often associated with pleasure, excitement, and anticipation. Each time users receive likes, comments, or discover entertaining content, the brain releases small bursts of dopamine that create temporary emotional satisfaction. Over time, the brain begins craving these digital rewards repeatedly, creating a cycle that slowly turns ordinary users into compulsive scrollers. One of the most dangerous psychological tricks behind social media addiction is unpredictability. The human brain becomes highly stimulated when rewards arrive randomly instead of consistently. This is the same psychological strategy used in casinos and gambling machines. Users never know when they will see something shocking, funny, emotional, or exciting during scrolling. Because the brain keeps anticipating the next rewarding moment, people continue swiping endlessly. A person may plan to spend only 5 minutes online but suddenly realize that 2 or 3 hours have disappeared without notice. The platforms profit from attention, and the longer users stay emotionally hooked, the more powerful the addiction becomes. Short-form videos have intensified this psychological manipulation even further. Platforms now bombard users with extremely fast entertainment that constantly changes every few seconds. As the brain adapts to rapid stimulation, attention spans begin shrinking. Many users now struggle to focus on books, conversations, classrooms, or even quiet moments without feeling restless. Real life starts feeling slower and less stimulating compared to the endless excitement provided by social media feeds. This explains why many people unconsciously reach for their phones during moments of boredom, silence, stress, or emotional discomfort. Their brains have been conditioned to escape reality through instant digital stimulation. Fear also plays a major role in social media addiction. Many users experience a psychological condition known as fear of missing out, commonly called FOMO. People constantly worry that they may miss important news, trending topics, viral moments, or social interactions if they stay offline for too long. This fear creates emotional anxiety that keeps users repeatedly checking their phones throughout the day. Even during meals, meetings, conversations, and sleep hours, many individuals feel an uncontrollable urge to reconnect with the online world. Social media has trained people to believe that remaining constantly updated equals social relevance and emotional security. The psychological effects become even deeper when users begin depending on social media for emotional escape. Many people no longer scroll because they are entertained alone. They scroll because they feel lonely, anxious, stressed, bored, or emotionally empty. Social media temporarily distracts the brain from pain and uncertainty. But once the screen turns off, the unresolved emotions often return stronger than before. This creates a dangerous emotional loop where users repeatedly seek digital stimulation to avoid confronting real-life feelings and challenges. Slowly, social media transforms from a simple habit into emotional dependency. Perhaps the most disturbing fact is that many users still believe they are fully in control. They often say they can stop anytime they want, yet they continue checking notifications hundreds of times every day. Entire industries now compete aggressively for one valuable resource: human attention. In today's world, attention has become a form of currency, and social media platforms are fighting endlessly to dominate the human mind. The more time users spend scrolling, reacting, and consuming content, the more predictable their behavior becomes. Behind every swipe lies a system carefully designed not just to entertain people, but to psychologically capture them. Human beings have always desired acceptance. Since ancient times, survival often depended on belonging to a group, being respected and feeling valued by others. But social media transformed this natural human need into a massive psychological marketplace where approval is measured publicly through likes, comments, followers, views, and shares. Today, many users no longer simply post content to express themselves. They post to feel seen, accepted, admired, and emotionally validated by strangers across the internet. The screen has quietly become a mirror where millions search for proof that they matter. One of the clearest psychological signs of this validation trap is the emotional reaction people experience after posting online. Many users repeatedly check their phones minutes after uploading a picture, video, or opinion. They monitor engagement numbers obsessively, hoping for attention and approval. When the likes increase quickly, they feel excited, confident, and emotionally uplifted. But when engagement remains low, disappointment and insecurity begin to appear. Some users even delete posts that fail to attract enough attention because poor engagement feels like personal rejection rather than simple digital statistics. The human brain processes social rejection more seriously than most people realize. Psychological studies have shown that social rejection activates some of the same brain regions associated with physical pain. This explains why negative comments, online criticism, or being ignored online can deeply affect emotions and self-esteem. A single hateful comment can sometimes overpower hundreds of positive reactions because the brain naturally focuses more on threats and rejection. Social media users often carry emotional wounds from online experiences long after they log out, even when they pretend not to care publicly. The obsession with followers and popularity has also created a dangerous culture of comparison and performance. Many users carefully construct online personalities designed to attract admiration instead of showing their authentic lives. Pictures become heavily edited, achievements become exaggerated, happiness becomes staged. People smile online while privately battling stress, insecurity, loneliness, or depression. The goal slowly shifts from living real experiences to creating content that earns attention. In this digital environment, appearance often becomes more valuable than authenticity, and perception becomes more powerful than reality. For many users, validation has become emotionally addictive. Every notification creates anticipation. Every comment creates emotional stimulation. Every increase in followers creates temporary feelings of importance and social status. Over time, some individuals begin depending on online approval to maintain confidence and emotional stability. Their mood rises when engagement is high and falls when attention disappears. This emotional dependency is especially dangerous because online validation is unpredictable and temporary. The internet constantly demands more content, more attention, and more performance to maintain visibility. Influencers and content creators often experience this psychological pressure at extreme levels. Many become trapped in endless cycles of content production because they fear becoming irrelevant or forgotten. The algorithm rewards consistency, visibility, and engagement, forcing creators to remain constantly active online. Behind many viral posts are exhausted individuals struggling silently with anxiety, pressure, and emotional burnout. While audiences seek glamorous lifestyles and confidence, many creators privately battle fear of losing attention, popularity, and income. The internet rewards visibility, but it can also emotionally consume the people seeking it. Perhaps the saddest psychological truth is that many social media users now measure personal worth using digital numbers. A person with millions of followers is often treated as more important than someone with wisdom, kindness, or character. Popularity has become mistaken for value. Attention has become mistaken for success. As this mindset spreads globally, more people are beginning to chase visibility instead of inner fulfillment. Slowly, the human desire for connection is being replaced by the desperate need for approval. And in that invisible psychological trap, many users lose touch with who they truly are beyond the screen. Social media has created a world where people constantly watch the lives of others without truly understanding the reality behind those lives. Every day, users are exposed to luxury vacations, expensive lifestyles, perfect relationships, attractive bodies, achievements, celebrations, and success stories flowing endlessly across their screens. At first glance, these posts may appear harmless or inspirational. But beneath the surface, a dangerous psychological process quietly begins inside the human mind. People naturally start comparing their own lives to the carefully edited realities presented online, and this comparison slowly affects their emotions, confidence, and mental health. The human brain has always compared social status as part of survival and self-evaluation. Long before social media existed, people compared wealth, appearance, strength, and influence within their communities. But social media amplified this instinct to an extreme level never seen before in human history. Users no longer compare themselves to a few neighbors or classmates. They now compare themselves to millions of people globally every single day. A person struggling financially may suddenly feel inadequate after seeing strangers displaying luxury lifestyles online. Someone battling loneliness may feel emotionally broken after watching endless videos of seemingly perfect relationships and friendships. One of the most destructive psychological effects of social media comparison is the illusion that everyone else is happier, more successful, and more fulfilled. Most users only share their best moments online while hiding pain, failure, insecurity, and personal struggles. Social media feeds rarely show depression, family conflicts, debt, heartbreak, loneliness, anxiety, or emotional breakdowns. Instead, users upload filtered highlights designed to attract admiration and attention. As a result, viewers begin comparing their everyday reality to someone else's edited performance. This creates emotional dissatisfaction because real life can never compete with carefully constructed digital illusions. Young people are especially vulnerable to this comparison culture because identity and self-worth are still developing during adolescence and early adulthood. Many teenagers now grow up believing they must look perfect, live perfectly, and achieve success quickly to feel valuable. Social media influencers often present unrealistic beauty standards, luxury lifestyles, and impossible expectations that pressure viewers emotionally. Some users become deeply insecure about their appearance, relationships, or financial situations simply because they cannot match the unrealistic images constantly displayed online. Over time, this psychological pressure can contribute to anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, and emotional exhaustion. Envy has also become a silent emotional force driving social media behavior. Many users secretly envy the lives they see online, even when they publicly support or admire those individuals. The human brain reacts strongly when it perceives others as more successful or socially valued. Instead of motivating people positively, constant exposure to perceived superiority often creates frustration, bitterness, insecurity, and self-doubt. Some individuals become trapped in endless cycles of comparison where nothing in their own lives ever feels good enough anymore. Achievements lose meaning because someone online always appears richer, more attractive, or more successful. Social media comparison also affects relationships in dangerous ways. Many people now expect unrealistic standards from friendships, dating, marriage, and family life because they consume idealized content daily. Couples compare their private relationships to romantic videos online. Friends compare lifestyles and achievements constantly. Some individuals even begin feeling embarrassed about their ordinary lives because the internet glorifies extreme success, beauty, and excitement. Quiet happiness, simplicity, and personal growth are often ignored because social media rewards dramatic visibility rather than emotional balance and authenticity. Perhaps the most tragic psychological effect is that comparison steals gratitude from people's lives. Users become so focused on what others possess that they stop appreciating their own progress, blessings, and experiences. Instead of living fully in the present moment, many individuals spend their time measuring themselves against strangers they have never met. The internet created endless windows into other people's lives, but in the process, many users lost peace within their own minds. Social media promised connection and inspiration, yet for countless people around the world, it quietly became a daily source of insecurity, dissatisfaction, and emotional pain. Social media has given people the power to create entirely new versions of themselves. Behind screens, users can carefully choose how they appear, how they speak, how they dress, and how others perceive them. Unlike real life, where flaws and imperfections naturally exist, social media allows individuals to edit reality before presenting it to the world. Pictures can be filtered, emotions can be hidden, and personalities can be redesigned for attention and approval. Over time, many users begin building online identities that look impressive digitally but feel disconnected from who they truly are in real life. One of the most fascinating psychological facts about social media is how differently people behave online compared to face-to-face interactions. Quiet individuals may appear bold and aggressive online. Insecure people may present themselves as extremely confident. Some users who struggle with loneliness offline create the illusion of exciting social lives online. The screen creates emotional distance, reducing fear and social pressure while increasing confidence and self-expression. Because users do not immediately face real-life reactions, many people feel freer to say things online they would never dare say publicly in person. Anonymity also changes human behavior dramatically. When users believe their real identities are hidden or protected behind usernames and profiles, their psychological restraint weakens. This is why social media often becomes filled with insults, bullying, hostility, and toxic behavior. Some individuals use the internet to release anger, frustration, jealousy, or emotional pain they suppress in real life. Others become addicted to online arguments because conflict attracts attention and stimulation. The digital world can transform ordinary individuals into completely different personalities, revealing emotional sides they rarely show publicly. For many users, the online version of themselves slowly becomes more important than their real identity. People spend hours perfecting photos, editing videos, rehearsing captions, and shaping their online image carefully. Every detail becomes part of a digital performance designed to maintain attention and admiration. Some users become emotionally attached to the character they created online because it receives more love, validation, and recognition than their real-life self. As this gap between reality and digital identity grows, many individuals begin experiencing emotional confusion, insecurity, and internal pressure to constantly maintain appearances. Influencer culture has intensified this identity illusion even further. Social media rewards visibility, aesthetics, confidence, and entertainment value, encouraging users to transform themselves into brands rather than human beings. Many influencers feel pressured to appear constantly happy, attractive, successful, and emotionally stable even when privately struggling. Behind perfectly edited content are often individuals battling stress, burnout, loneliness, and emotional exhaustion. The audience sees glamour and confidence, but rarely sees the anxiety created by constantly performing for millions of viewers online. Another dangerous psychological effect is the loss of authenticity. Many users stop expressing genuine thoughts, emotions, and personalities because they fear judgment or low engagement. Instead, they post content designed to follow trends, attract approval, and remain socially accepted online. Over time, people begin shaping their identity based on algorithms and audience reactions rather than personal truth. Their sense of self becomes dependent on public perception instead of internal confidence. In extreme cases, users may no longer know whether their behavior reflects who they truly are or simply who the internet rewards them for pretending to be. Perhaps the most disturbing reality is that social media has blurred the line between real life and performance. Many people now experience important moments through the lens of content creation instead of genuine emotion. Vacations become photo opportunities. Relationships become public displays. Achievements become online announcements designed for validation. Instead of fully living experiences, users often focus on documenting them for digital audiences. In a world obsessed with visibility, many individuals are no longer simply living life. They are performing life continuously for strangers behind screens. Human beings were designed for real connection. Long before smartphones and social media existed, people built relationships through physical presence, shared experiences, emotional conversations, and human touch. Real connection involved eye contact, voice tone, body language, laughter, silence, and emotional closeness that could not be replaced easily. But modern social media has slowly transformed the way people interact with one another. Millions of users now spend more time communicating through screens than through genuine face-to-face conversations. Ironically, in the most digitally connected generation in history, loneliness has become more common than ever before. One of the biggest psychological illusions created by social media is the feeling of false connection. A person may have thousands of followers, hundreds of online friends, and constant digital interactions throughout the day, yet still feel emotionally empty inside. Online communication often lacks the emotional depth that real human relationships provide. Quick replies, emojis, likes, and short comments create temporary interaction but rarely satisfy deeper emotional needs. Many users are surrounded by constant digital noise while silently craving authentic understanding, comfort, and companionship in real life. Social media has also changed how people maintain friendships and relationships. In many cases, online interaction replaced physical bonding instead of strengthening it. Friends now sit together while staring at separate phones. Families spend less time talking deeply because attention constantly shifts toward notifications and online entertainment. Even during important conversations, many individuals feel distracted by the urge to check their devices repeatedly. This gradual emotional disconnection weakens human relationships because genuine connection requires presence, attention, and emotional engagement that social media often interrupts. Another growing psychological issue is the rise of parasocial relationships. Social media users frequently develop emotional attachments to influencers, celebrities, streamers, and online personalities they have never actually met. People begin feeling emotionally connected to individuals who do not personally know them at all. They follow their lives daily, celebrate their successes, and sometimes depend on them emotionally for comfort and inspiration. While these digital relationships may provide temporary emotional satisfaction, they can never fully replace real-life human bonds where emotional support flows both ways. Loneliness becomes even more dangerous when users begin isolating themselves emotionally while appearing socially active online. Many individuals post smiling pictures, entertaining videos, and cheerful updates while secretly struggling with sadness, depression, anxiety, or emotional emptiness. Social media often pressures people to hide vulnerability because the internet rewards confidence, happiness, and excitement more than emotional honesty. As a result, users may suffer silently while maintaining the illusion that everything is fine publicly. This emotional masking can deepen feelings of isolation because individuals feel unseen and misunderstood despite constant online activity. The psychological impact on younger generations is especially concerning. Many children and teenagers now develop communication habits primarily through digital interaction instead of face-to-face experiences. Some struggle with social anxiety, reduced confidence in real-life conversations, and discomfort during direct human interaction. The more time spent behind screens, the harder genuine communication may become for some users. Social skills, emotional intelligence, patience, and empathy all require real-world interaction to develop fully. Yet social media increasingly replaces those natural experiences with fast-paced digital communication. Perhaps the saddest truth is that social media promised to bring humanity closer together. Yet for many people, it has created emotional distance instead. The internet connects devices instantly, but human hearts often remain disconnected. Many users spend hours searching for attention online while feeling invisible in real life. They chase notifications, hoping to feel valued, yet still go to sleep emotionally alone. In the end, technology gave the world endless communication, but not necessarily deeper understanding. And as social media continues expanding globally, millions of people are discovering that being constantly connected online does not always mean being truly connected as human beings. The internet was supposed to become a place where knowledge, creativity and human connection could flourish freely across the world. Instead, social media platforms quickly discovered a disturbing psychological truth about human behavior. Negative emotions attract more attention than calm or positive ones. Anger, fear, outrage, controversy, and conflict spread through the internet faster than peace, kindness, or logic. As a result, many platforms began rewarding emotionally charged content because emotional reactions keep users engaged longer. The more intense the emotion, the more likely people are to click, comment, argue, and share. Human psychology naturally prioritizes danger and conflict because survival instincts evolved to notice threats quickly. Thousands of years ago, paying attention to danger helped humans stay alive. Social media now exploits this same psychological weakness digitally. Shocking headlines, dramatic videos, public arguments, scandals, and controversial opinions instantly trigger emotional responses in the brain. Users may become angry, defensive, excited, or emotionally stimulated within seconds, causing them to interact with the content immediately. Algorithms interpret these reactions as valuable engagement and begin pushing the content to even larger audiences, creating massive viral cycles fueled by emotion rather than truth. One of the most dangerous forms of online manipulation is rage bait. This occurs when creators intentionally post offensive, controversial, or emotionally triggering content designed specifically to provoke outrage. Many users believe they are fighting against harmful content by commenting angrily or sharing criticism, but psychologically they are actually helping the content spread further. Social media algorithms often do not distinguish between positive and negative attention. They simply reward engagement. As long as people react emotionally, the platform benefits from increased activity and longer screen time. The psychology of group behavior also becomes extremely powerful online. Social media allows millions of users to gather instantly around shared emotions, opinions, and beliefs. When people join online crowds, individual thinking often weakens while emotional behavior intensifies. Users may attack strangers, spread rumors, or participate in public humiliation simply because others are doing the same. This phenomenon creates digital mob mentality where emotions overpower logic and empathy disappears. Many individuals say things online they would never say face-to-face because the crowd creates emotional reinforcement and reduces personal accountability. Fear spreads especially fast online because fearful information captures attention immediately. News about disasters, violence, scandals, threats, and social conflict often receives massive engagement because human brains instinctively focus on potential danger. This constant exposure to negativity can psychologically exhaust users over time. Many people now live under continuous emotional stimulation from bad news, outrage, arguments, and controversy flowing endlessly through their feeds. Even when users recognize the emotional damage, they continue consuming negative content because the brain becomes addicted to emotional intensity and stimulation. Social media has also transformed public attention into a battlefield for controversy. Calm discussions often receive less visibility than emotional conflict because outrage generates stronger reactions. As a result, creators, influencers, politicians, and even media companies sometimes exaggerate opinions or create drama intentionally to remain relevant online. The internet rewards people who provoke emotion quickly, even if the information is misleading or harmful. truth becomes less important than virality. Emotional impact becomes more profitable than accuracy or wisdom. Perhaps the darkest psychological truth is that many users unknowingly become emotionally manipulated every single day. Their fears, anger, curiosity, and insecurities are constantly analyzed by algorithms designed to predict behavior and maximize engagement. Social media platforms study what makes users emotional because emotional people remain online longer. In this digital environment, attention is no longer guided naturally. It is engineered carefully through psychological triggers designed to capture human emotion continuously. The internet rewards emotion, not always truth, and millions of users now live inside systems built to keep their minds emotionally activated at all times. Human behavior is evolving faster today than at almost any other point in modern history, and social media stands at the center of that transformation. The way people think, communicate, react emotionally, form relationships, seek attention, and understand themselves has been deeply influenced by digital platforms. Many users still believe social media is simply a form of entertainment or communication, but its psychological effects are becoming much larger than most people realize. Social media is no longer just changing habits. It is gradually reshaping the human mind itself. One of the clearest changes is the decline of human attention spans. Social media trains the brain to consume information rapidly and move constantly from one stimulation to another. Short videos, endless scrolling, instant notifications, and quick emotional content condition users to expect continuous stimulation every few seconds. As a result, many people now struggle to focus deeply on long conversations, books, studies, or tasks requiring patience and concentration. Silence feels uncomfortable. Stillness feels boring. The brain becomes addicted to constant stimulation, making ordinary life feel emotionally slower and less satisfying. Emotional reactions are also becoming faster and more impulsive online. Social media encourages instant responses instead of thoughtful reflection. Users react immediately to headlines, opinions, arguments, and viral content without fully processing information emotionally or logically. This creates environments where outrage spreads rapidly and emotional control weakens. Many individuals now experience emotional highs and lows throughout the day depending on what appears on their feeds. A single post, comment, or trending topic can suddenly affect mood, confidence, or emotional stability within seconds. Another major psychological shift is the growing dependency on digital validation and online identity. Future generations are growing up in environments where public attention, visibility, and online presence heavily influence self-worth. Children and teenagers increasingly measure success through followers, engagement, popularity, and internet recognition. Instead of developing confidence internally through personal growth and real-world experiences, many users depend on external digital approval to feel important. This creates emotional fragility because online validation is temporary, unpredictable, and often superficial. Artificial intelligence and advanced algorithms are making these psychological effects even stronger. Social media platforms now collect enormous amounts of behavioral data from users every day. They study what people watch, how long they pause, what emotions trigger engagement, and what content keeps attention longest. This allows algorithms to predict behavior with disturbing accuracy. Over time, users are shown increasingly personalized content designed to influence emotions, opinions, purchasing decisions, and even political beliefs. Many people believe they freely choose what they consume online, while invisible systems quietly shape their digital experiences behind the scenes. Social media is also changing how society defines success, beauty, intelligence, and influence. Visibility has become one of the most powerful forms of modern status. People with large online audiences are often treated with admiration regardless of wisdom, morality, or expertise. Fame can now appear overnight through virality rather than years of achievement or contribution. As this culture expands globally, more individuals may prioritize attention over substance, popularity over character, and appearance over authenticity. Human behavior slowly adapts to whatever society rewards most consistently. Perhaps the most important psychological reality is that future generations may never fully experience life without digital influence. Children are now introduced to screens and social media at increasingly younger ages, shaping their minds during critical developmental years. Their understanding of relationships, identity, communication, and self-worth may be heavily influenced by online culture from childhood onward. The long-term psychological consequences are still unfolding, but one truth is already clear. Social media is not simply a technological tool anymore. It has become a powerful force actively shaping human behavior, emotional patterns, and the future direction of society itself. The greatest battle of the modern age is no longer only about wealth, territory, or political power. It is about attention, emotion, and control of the human mind. Social media platforms compete endlessly for every second of human focus because attention has become one of the world's most valuable resources. Behind every scroll, every notification, and every viral trend lies a system designed to influence behavior continuously. The question is no longer whether people use social media. Social media has changed the modern world in ways humanity is only beginning to understand. It changed communication, relationships, emotions, attention spans, self-worth, and even the way people see reality itself. Behind the entertainment trends and endless scrolling lies a powerful psychological system constantly competing for human attention. Every notification, every viral post, every emotional reaction, and every moment spent online shapes behavior little by little. Most users believe they are simply consuming content, while in reality the content is also quietly influencing them in return. The frightening part is not that social media exists. The real danger is unconscious usage. Millions of people wake up every day emotionally controlled by algorithms they do not fully understand. Their moods shift because of strangers online. Their confidence rises and falls based on digital approval. Their minds become overloaded with comparison, stimulation, negativity, and distraction. Slowly, many users lose touch with silence, self-awareness, patience, and authentic human connection. The digital world grows louder while the inner human mind grows more exhausted. But awareness changes everything. The moment people understand the psychological systems operating behind social media, they begin regaining control over their attention and emotions. Social media itself is not evil. It can educate, inspire, entertain, and connect people across the world. The danger begins when users stop controlling the technology and allow the technology to control them instead. A powerful mind is not the one that avoids the internet completely. A powerful mind is the one that can use social media without becoming emotionally consumed by it. The future of humanity may depend greatly on psychological awareness. In a world filled with manipulation, endless stimulation, and digital distractions, the ability to think independently and protect mental focus is becoming one of the rarest forms of strength. Attention is now currency, emotions are now targets, and human behavior is being studied more than ever before. Those who understand these psychological realities will navigate the digital age more wisely than those who remain trapped inside unconscious patterns of scrolling, comparison, and validation. The greatest question of this generation is no longer whether social media is powerful. The real question is whether humanity will remain mentally stronger than the systems competing for its attention every single day. If you enjoyed this psychological breakdown, welcome to the Behavior Lab, the place where we uncover the hidden truths behind human behavior, social influence, manipulation, emotions, power, and the psychology shaping modern society. This is more than just a channel. It is a journey into the human mind. Subscribe to the Behavior Lab, turn on notifications, and join us as we expose the psychological facts most people never notice, but experience every single day.